The Jewish people were commanded by Hashem to build a temple for him once they entered the Promised Land. But did you know that it took about 450 years until the temple was finally built? What took them so long? Were they being lazy? The reason why it took so long to build a temple is because the mitzvah of building the Beis HaMikdash depends on another two mitzvahs. A, the Jewish people having their own king, and B, eliminating the nation of Amalek. And since these two conditions were not yet met, therefore time was not yet right to build the permanent temple. Nevertheless, Maimonides tells us that during that entire time, the Jewish people maintained the sanctuary that was built by Moses in the desert in various forms and variations. You see, when the Jewish people entered the land with Joshua, they brought Moses' tabernacle with them, and they erected it in a place called Gilgal. It stood in Gilgal for 14 years, during which Joshua conquered and divided the land. Following those 14 years, the sanctuary was built in a more permanent way in a place called Shiloh. This time, rather than the wooden panels from Moses' tabernacle, stone walls were built. But at the same time, they retained the material coverings from Moses' tabernacle and used them in the tabernacle of Shiloh. That structure stood for 369 years. One of the famous high priests at the time was a man by the name of Eli, of whom we read on the Haftarah of Rosh Hashanah. Following the passing of Eli, the tabernacle was destroyed and then rebuilt in a place called Nov. At that time, the prophet Samuel lived. Following the passing of Samuel, the tabernacle of Nov was destroyed and it was rebuilt in a place called Givon. The total time that the tabernacle stood in both Nov and Givon was 57 years. That brings us to the year 834 before the Common Era, when time was finally right for Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon, to begin construction of the first Beis HaMikdash. The first temple stood for a total of 410 years and was destroyed by the Babylonians, following which the Jewish people went to exile for 70 years. When the Jewish people returned, they built the second Beis HaMikdash in the year 349 before the Common Era. The second temple stood for a total of 420 years and was destroyed by the Romans in the year 69 of the Common Era. And ever since, the Jewish people yearn, hope, and pray for the rebuilding of the third Beis HaMikdash. May it be speedily in our days. Thank you so much for watching.